Hello everybody, namaste. Namaste and welcome to my world of love and light. Missed you all so much. You have changed my world forever. Before I even start, I want to say congratulations and happy Father's Day. Also, happy International Yoga's Day. To everybody in the world, to every man, to every woman, to every single person out there, welcome to my world of love and light. Once upon a time, when famous Oprah Winfrey was 8 years old, she came across a mantra, and it goes, I am the master of my faith, and I am the captain of my soul. I am the master of my faith, and I am the captain of my soul. And why is that? Because every single day, my personal mantra, going on my knees, and thank you God Almighty. Thank you for the love and light. Thank you for forgiveness to myself before I love and forgive others. Thank you for everybody around me. Thank you for my eyes. Thank you for my family. Thank you for the world. Thank you for the universe. And thank you everybody out there. I wish I can have you right now in my heart. Today's subject is the dearest to my heart. And why is that? My grandmother in heaven is watching right now. And she's the one who took my hands once upon a time to the jungle, to the forest, picking up flowers, herbs, and she used to say, this one is for the kidney, this one is for the liver, this one is for so-and-so. All our grandmothers were attuned by nature without our studies. So we all are to carry on. So welcome to the famous world of Ayurveda. And before I start with Ayurveda, I want to say thank you to every single country in the world. Beautiful India, beautiful Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Pakistan. I'm sorry if I forget any country. Singapore, Far East, States, Europe, Far East and East Europe. Why I'm saying that? Because every country in the world have their own Ayurveda. Every country in the world that were attuned by Mother Earth with plants and herbs for healing. So welcome to Ayurveda. What is Ayurveda? Sorry, I'm speaking a little bit fast because the subject today is so rich and so intense and so deep. And why I'm writing it by hand, not by PowerPoints or not by screen, because I want to write my own hard work, my own sweat, so that both of us can feel the energy. Ayurveda is the sacred knowledge of life. Ayur means life. Veda means sacred knowledge or sacred science. So this is the sacred science of life based on three energies. Three beautiful, abundant, divine energies which are the center of our body, soul, mind and spirit. And that is why you hear me all the time repeating soul, spirit, mind and body, because they are to be balanced and harmony with divine consciousness and earth. And Ayurveda is the science or the divine consciousness herbs to make sure that we are healed, soul, spirit, mind and body. So, it is a traditional system of medicine, a constitution of observation and experience, a unique, specific, accurate, custom-made treatment. It is an action plan of herbal medicine from earth and nature. And as I mentioned, all the countries of the world have it in their own way since thousands of years. And the story goes back 5 to 6 years in India, the amazing India. So is the beautiful, amazing Nepal. In fact, in Nepal, 75% to 80% use Ayurveda. So every country in the world uses Ayurveda. So it is an alternative wellness healing, holistic approach. It has a physical existence, a mental, spiritual, emotional, psychological, including the chakras. So how important is that, and how important for any energy light worker to know a bit of Ayurveda? So, before any diagnosis, before any single diagnosis, I recommend everybody to look for a very factual, realistic, famous, I'm not talking about famous, this is my cats, sorry for that, my cats are playing behind me and I knew something is coming up. Yeah, so it is very important to go for a very well-known Ayurvedic center and a very well-known doctors, and there is no shame in asking the people in the clinic about their feedback. And very important to inform the Ayurvedic doctor that you are taking some pharmaceutical medicine. Same time, very important to inform the doctor that you are taking or will take any Ayurvedic medicine. Now, back to the diagnosis. In the diagnosis of Ayurveda, again I'm speaking fast because it's a very intense, rich subject, and I'll try to accommodate as much as I can. It goes through 8 stages or 8 systems. First of all, the doctor or the physician will check your pulse, urine, stool, tongue, the speech, the touch, the vision, the appearance, and the senses. So it is a perfect system based on perfection, and in fact, the doctor or the physician is mandatory to have a 6th sensory persona to check your energy, your chakras, your blood circulation, your vital organs. That is how important Ayurveda is. And I'm not using much Sanskrit words because the deep Sanskrit words or the deep core of the workshop, you are so welcome to call me personally, because this workshop is very important. It's like a 4 hours workshop. You will know if you are a fire energy, or if you are a water energy, or if you are air, ether energy. It is so passionate. It took me 1 whole week to go through my notes. Back in the days, my passion for Ayurveda and my research, it took me 1 week. In fact, in this Ayurveda research, it took me more time than Reiki. That is how much I love Mother Nature. So, in Ayurveda, it is believed to be an eternal science that existed in the universal consciousness. It is an eternal science. First existed in the universal consciousness, then passed to ancient India through meditation like 6,000 years more or less back. And as I mentioned, every country in the world, including old Egyptian pharaohs, Mayas, all the old ancient people, they had their own Ayurveda in their own language. And this is how we all stay connected. Evolution of Ayurveda became a positive life affirming spirituality manifestation of Vedas, especially fire, wind, water, and very important Mother Earth and ether, the 5 elements of nature that you hear me mentioning in Reiki or crystals or yoga or any energy modality, including sound healing. The 5 elements of nature: fire, wind or ether, water, and earth. So, we are the children of Mother Earth, the animals, the plants. It was so much deep and so much intense that it became an awakening rationalism science of medicine. Even back in the days, Pluto, Aristotle in Greece, in the Arab world, Aflatun, Ibn Sina, and all the ancient, beautiful, beautiful people knew about Ayurveda. So, we reach a day where the world of science demanded the knowledge of Ayurveda. In fact, in East Europe, way before in East Europe, it was mandatory for normal pharmaceutical doctors to know Ayurveda, as in holistic. It was so mandatory so that we have a choice when we go to a holistic Ayurvedic doctor. Even the Western doctor was mandatory to know about Ayurveda. That is in East Europe and in the ancient human nature. So, the evolution separated, and what was considered once upon a time something unreal, it became based on facts, science, evidence of healing, merging the birth of a new era of awakening, spirituality and philosophy. Reason, logic, science of herbs. The universe of Ayurveda as we know it. The universe of Ayurveda as we know it. So just like you are my universe, so that you are my motivation for every 10 days to go and challenge myself for something new. And that is a promise I made. I will always share something new with you. So it became famous, international, pioneering fact that there is always be an attunement from Mother Earth. Mother Earth always attune us with her 5 elements. To those of us who are meditating to reach the heart of nature, the animals, the individual and collective healing. That is why I merge Ayurveda with Reiki, yoga, meditation of the angel meditation, sound healing, and so many other modalities. When you know about Ayurveda, or when you take a humble minimum workshop, you are able to merge with nature, and we are able to take the journey together. And now we are diving right in. You notice I didn't mention too much of philosophy or too much of history, because we want to dive in. Right. What are doshas? Doshas are the plural of dosha. That is one dosha. The 3 of them are the bio-elements, the biological energy manifestation. They are 3 energies of all of us, mandatory to coexist and collaborate. These 3 energies that I will explain to you now, the doshas, are mandatory, and they are in all of us, in all our being. And it's mandatory to have synchronization, harmony, teamwork, balance, perfection. And these are the 3 doshas. Number 1, are you ready? Vata dosha. That is a combination of space and ether. I repeat, Vata dosha, a combination of space and ether. Number 2, Pitta, that is fire and air together. Pitta dosha, Pitta energy, is fire and air together. Last but not least, Kapha dosha, that is water and earth. I'm really sorry, in fact I won't say sorry if it's a bit confusing. You are to watch the episode or the post again, because it is so complicated. So, number 1, Vata, that is, as I mentioned, the space or ether. The season is winter, late fall and winter. It is our personal psychology, physical, body, mind, soul and spirit. It is the definition of air and ether. It is clear, mobile, free, supple energy, rough energy, cold energy, dry energy, and light energy. I repeat, those of you watching who have the Vata energy, or you are made of space and ether, your personality is based on clarity, mobile, meaning loving for freedom, free, supple, rough, cold, dry, and light. Number 2, Pitta. May God be with Peter, because it is the energy of fire. The contrast of fire. I'm talking about the passion of love, the passion of praying, the passion of being a love and light person. And the contrast is the fiery personality, the temperamental personality, and the person who's constantly on the go. Yet, I guess all of us have Pitta, that is fire, and the importance of fire. It is a combination of fire and water. I repeat, Pitta energy, fire energy. It is a combination fire and water. And those of you watching, your psychological being, including your organ, your vital organs, are liquid, mobile, light, sharp, hot, and all of the above are made from fire and water. So the relationship of fire and the human energy, or the chakras, is eternal. But we have a choice to use the fire wisely or lose our temper. What I highly recommend is breathe. Take a deep breath before you say a word that you will regret after. It is nice to use fire in decision making, in the solar plexus, in the power of I am. But when it comes to anger, we have to step back a bit and think and use fire for a beautiful reason. Number 3, that is the Kapha dosha. Kapha dosha, the elements are earth and water. The season is winter and spring, late winter and early spring. If you are a Kapha energy, you are made of earth and water. You are dense, soft, static, stable, cloudy thoughts at times, sticky thoughts at times, a very deep thinker, a person who thinks a lot, almost 24/7. Sometimes you can be slow or cloudy thoughts or oily thoughts. Now when I mention oily, it's mandatory for us to eat friendly oil, as in cold pressed, that is Ayurveda now. That is cold pressed, organic, and extra virgin like oil, avocado, like olive oil, like coconut oil, knowing that coconut is abundant. Why? Because the brain cells are made of 80% fat. I'm talking about the cerebellum, that is the brain, and that is also the third eye, or the pineal gland. It is mandatory to have friendly fat. That is why if you are an earth, water, Kapha energy, you are to have friendly fat. Even all of the others, we all have to have friendly fat. So, the relationship is eternal. It is the substance or matter, the continuum between energy and mass, and now there is a science evidence. In science, there is a famous equation in science, and that is the science of Ayurveda. E equal mc2. E equal mc2. That is, mass and energy are interchangeable. Mass and energy are interchangeable, and that is the first scientific evidence for people out there who are developing their love and passion and knowledge for Ayurveda. Every modality I share with you, I always mention a bit of scientific data. So, the famous equation, echo equal mc2, that is, mass and energy are interchangeable. The mass of our being, the mass of our organs, the mass of our divine consciousness and spirituality, they are interchangeable, and they are made out of energy, and we are energy, motion, emotions in energy. Like I say, energy that we create, energy that we manifest, energy that we co-create with gratitude. So, they complete each other. The whole doshas, or the whole energies that we are energy centers, they complete each other. As we shared already, looking at the time 20 minutes, Ayurveda is the oldest healing science, the science of life, the mother of healing. the concepts of consciousness, method, structure, and strategy. It has to be personalized. It has to be custom-made, co-create healing process, meaning the physician or the doctor or the energy facilitator or healer of Reiki or any energy modality, when they are really professional, humility, humble, and knowledgeable, they are even in a Reiki session. When you come to me, I am in a humble way to talk to you and have with you a consultation to find out together, are you fire, are you water, are you earth, are you all of the above? Which one we need to balance and clear, which blockage we need to remove, and how we can merge with the 5 elements of nature, and how we can connect to divine consciousness and Mother Earth. That is why there is something called grounding, rooting, earthing. Just like you are my beautiful firm platform ground of love and light, and every life I go with you. I just wait for that day because you are the reason why I am always trying to develop myself and bring you something new. Back to subject. According to Ayurveda, according to the science facts of Ayurveda, besides the 3 energy centers that are the air, ether, and the fire, or earth and water, the body has 4 basics, or 4 philosophies, or 4 constitutions. Remember when I mentioned the 4 corners of earth, south, east, north, and west? In the science of Ayurveda, the body, as in physical body, is consisting of 4 philosophy, 4 basics, and 4 constitution. Number 1, doshas, which we discussed. Dhatu, that's a Sanskrit word. And again, I will not elaborate much. I love Sanskrit myself, but you will have the full elaboration and the full workshop when you have it with me one-on-one. Number 3 is mala, and number 4 is ani. These 4 systems, they work together like the 4 corners of earth and the 5 elements of earth to make us physically healthy and spiritually aligned. So, all these energies calculate, they do make their own calculations, they govern the physical activity, they impact our mental activities. For example, if we have lack of balance, any lack of balance in our energy or Ayurveda or our energies, meaning the fire, the water, and the air, the manifestation is physical illness in a certain part in the body, and 50% of physical illness are a manifestation of a spiritual blockage. 50% of our physical illness are a manifestation for a spiritual blockage or an emotional suppressed, repressed emotions, or something that we're not expressing. Forgiveness, resentment, lack of self-love, lack of self-acceptance, lack of self-confidence. All of that unintentionally, because we are the children of our society, school, parents, all of the above, we are together to levitate and change it into inner peace, into harmony. That is why there is Ayurveda and the science of Ayurveda to take care of each and every organ in our body. And we are not in a body that is the vehicle of the spirit. We are a spiritual being. We are a spiritual being in this physical body for now to live in inner peace. So, all these together, they are the constitution of our energies, and they all work together for perfection. So, we start with Dhatu. That is the structure or the anatomy of tissues. We know that we have the tissue system in our body, the very important tissue system in our body. So, that is the structure of or anatomy of the tissues, the mechanical operation of the tissues. Also, we have, as I mentioned, the doshas, which are the energies. We already discussed that. So that to the second one, that is the anatomy of our tissues and the tissue system. And the Sanskrit words I will not mention much, but for example, rakta, that is the blood fluid, the muscular tissues, the fat tissues, the bone tissues, the bone marrow, the nervous tissue, the generative tissue, or the reproductive constitution. I will repeat very briefly. The second one is governing the tissue system in our body anatomy. The tissue system has the body fluid, the blood, the muscular tissue, the fat tissues, the bone tissue, the bone marrow, the nervous tissue, the generative tissues. I'm talking about the reproductive organs, and that is how important Ayurveda is, and that is how important for the physician or the doctor to be so knowledgeable. Number 3, that is mala. What does mala mean in Ayurveda? It is governing, in charge of the waste, the stool, the urine, the sweat. It governs the waste, the stool, the urine, the sweat. Also, the spiritual energy, if it is levitating or if it's a low energy. That is why it will have an impact of our body, of illness or a manifestation of illness. Ayurveda is the wonder of the universe, and in China, for example, they call it qi. That is in the stomach over here, and science has proven that there is a second brain in the qi. That is why in Korea they eat kimchi. All over the world they eat pickles. Even in India, even in Nepal, in Pakistan, in Sri Lanka, in all the countries, Far East, even Europe, they have pickles, not salty by the way. Salt is completely against it. Why? Because it creates those enzymes, and science have proven that there is a second brain in our intestines, and in energy we call it the stomach, chi, and brain coherence. The stomach and brain coherence, just like there is the heart and the brain coherence. In fact, in our heart chakra, we have like 40,000 neurology or something to do with electricity. Forgive me, I don't remember the exact word, but 40,000 electrical points or ignitions. The heart communicates with the brain if we are happy, unhappy. That is why when you come to meditation, I politely tell you, breathe, deep inhale, and slowly exhale. These are the facts, science of Ayurveda. So, that's why it's very important to eat healthy, by the way. Number 4, Ani or Agni. Forgive me for those who know Sanskrit very well. I'm trying hard. I guess I will learn it one day. But the English translation is fire, passion, ignition, invoking the whole being of us. This is the energy. The physical part of fire, physically, if our fire is not used the proper way, energy-wise, the manifestation is digestive problems, metabolic problems as in low metabolism or extremely high metabolism, and here we are talking about the contrast. Low metabolism, extremely low, or very high for those who are very skinny. I wish I am very skinny like those of you out there who have high metabolism, but I guess we are to love each other and love ourselves the way we are, the way God Almighty created us. So, if the fire energy is not in balance with our energy system, our digestive system gets sick, the metabolic reaction, even spiritually, very spiritually, we get floating, or we lose our groundedness and earthiness and rootedness. That is why it's very important every now and then to have a Reiki session or an angelic individual Reiki, merging the classical Yusui Reiki and the energetic angelic Reiki to align the chakras, clear them, clear the aura, and connect you to life purpose. Like, again, who are you as a person? What is your life purpose? What's your mission on earth? What difference do you make to your life and to people around you and the planet? The time is now, with a big smile on your face and your intention. Alright, so we are to merge with Ayurveda, with plants, oils, all these herbs and all this greenery in Mother Nature that create something called resonance. Resonance, when we have resonance, it means all the energy is resonant. We accept it. The energy, by the way, in the universe, it's spiral. That is why there is chakras and round and the colors of the chakras. The energy goes spiral, and the energy needs a body to go to, or to associate, or to have a twin lovely flame, if you will, a relevant subject. So when you are accepting yourself and others and have a balanced personality or psychology, or eating according to the Ayurvedic system, you have a resonance of energy and a resonance of healing. So, Data, that is, or Dhatu, sorry, in Sanskrit, that is the one that is supporting the body with the 7 tissues that we discussed about, the 7 tissue systems. And a part of it is the plasma, the blood, the muscle, the fat, the bone marrow. And they are the basic nutrition of the body, and they aid and support the growth and the structure of the mind. So far we are doing well with all the energies. I repeat, the fire energy, the earth and water together, or the air or ether. So they're all an elaboration, and the impact on the science of our body or the anatomy of the body, the vital organs. For those of you out there who knows the vital organ, for example, the liver is responsible to produce bile. The bile that is stored in the gallbladder, that bile is able to aid digestion by breaking fat to fatty acid to digestive. I repeat, liver produces bile. The bile is stored in the gallbladder. The gallbladder bile helps digestion, and that bile of the liver breaks fat into fatty acid, meaning to say it goes into energy fuel instead of stored fat. That is why very, very important not to overdrink. Everything in life is in moderation. And eating the cold pressed organic extra virgin oil, because science again has proven against the marketing strategies that all these oils that they are made in a factory way, if you will, our system does not digest at all. We are born as God Almighty created us, and the liver only and only digests the cold pressed organic and extra virgin oil. That is why invest in a proper oil. You better buy a bottle instead of 10 bottles which are making the liver sick. Back to vital organs, the kidneys. In the kidneys we have nephrons. Nephrons are million and million of cells that they purify the kidneys. So we are to take care of the kidney. That is why when you sit with me in the individual workshop or in the studio, I will go through with you 4 hours in depth how important the vital organs are, and what are we to eat, what are we to drink, what exercises do we do, what pranayama do we do, what yoga exercises do we do, and which is the specific accurate energy modality on the day that will make the impact of your aura and chakras and physical vital organs. The pancreas, that is in the abdomen, that is the fuel, and the pancreas belongs to the exocrine system, digestion, and the endocrine. Why I'm saying that? Because it has insulin. Again, it might be confusing for some of you out there, but the vital organs are very, very important, and we are to take care of our insulin. The heart. The heart is twins with the lung. The heart and the lung work together to create a fresh blood, a brand new blood circulation, a brand new DNA, a brand new manifestation of blood pressure and blood. And in our lungs, we have something called alveoli. They are tiny little grape-like, and they are able to have the chemistry combustion of carbon dioxide and oxygen relationship. See the contrast? If we don't have oxygen, we die. If we have too much carbon dioxide, we die. So the lungs, in a contrast, just like the day and night, or light and darkness, the contrast of our body organs work with the universe for our healing. The brain. In our brain, we have the cerebrum and the cerebellum and the third eye. And how important is the third eye for our intention, for our intuition, for our third eye? I keep reminding myself at the time, I will not say sorry anymore about the 1 hour. Honest to God, in front of God, for those who know me before, who know me well, who used to work with me, and who know my humility and passion for what I do, how I work, it could have been easier to make 10-20 minutes, but no. I really am trying my best to bring a very new subject every time, in details, in depth, so that when you go out there to any school, to any studio, to any place in the world, of course, I love you to come to me and we share it together. I want you to know, because the vital organs are very, very important. Without our vital organs, we don't have a good spirituality. When we are sick, money doesn't have a value. The whole universe, the cars, of course, it's our birthright to be happy. It's our birthright to have money, our birthright to have energy exchange, happy personality, happy psychology. Yet, the body has to have a perfect Swiss watch-like performance. That is the world and the science of Ayurveda. So, we discussed about the vital organs. Again, I want to elaborate a bit about fire, because the fire and passion is very important. The fire of articulation of physical and metabolic reaction, the fire of the digestive activities or the digestive system, the help of biological fire, name Agni. Success is a manifestation of various enzymes. I mentioned the enzymes, that is the bile, the vital organs, and all of the above. Okay? So, all of these energies and energy together, I repeat again, the 5 elements of nature, the energy of fire, the energy of water or earth, and the energy of air or ether, together, they convert food into absolute form of energy. They act post-absorption of digestive material, i.e., when the digestive material goes in our system, it is transformed in our tissues in a form of energy fuel, in a beautiful energy fuel. And we already discussed the executions of the metabolism, the 7 tissue system. Again, the anatomy. So all of the above, the physician or the energy facilitator, all the healer, if you're coming for energy, is supposed to understand all of the above in a very humble humility way, to be able to make a proper diagnosis like, are you regular? Are you irregular? Are you intense? Are you weak personality? For example, for somebody who has been told as a child, I love you, somebody who has not been told, I care about you. Some parents in the world are busy to make a living, so they cannot tell the child every day, I love you. Or the child has been abused at school. this child grows up to be inferior, as an inferiority complex or submissive, and then when that child goes for survival in the universe, it develops into a superiority complex. That means that person who's acting bossy to hide the lack of confidence. And the lack of confidence, some people hide it with being bossy, aggressive, controlling, manipulating. And all of the above, it's not our mistake. We are to forgive and forget. All of us do mistakes and no one is perfect. We all have insecurities. But there is a time in our life, I always emphasize, walk away. If there is a certain person in your life or a friend or and you've given few chances and that person doesn't want to evolve and walk the path of love and light with you, walk away and don't look back. Alright? So, back to subject. So, the food is supposed to be digested in a perfect way, in a world of perfection, i.e., we have to be regular and we have to be a balance and not too intense and not too weak. We have to be in a perfect Swiss watch-like operation. The Vata, the Pitta, the Kapha, I repeat again, the fire, the ether, and the Kapha, that is water and earth. They all live in perfection and equilibrium. And I want to say something important here about ether or the etheric body. By the way, ether is a part of space. And in energy, when there is too much emptiness, I'm trying to think of a way to make it less complicated. Right. In the ether, for example, when it comes to sound healing, or the voice, or the bells, or the Tibetan singing bowls, or any musical equipment or instrument, sound in the universe, before we listen to it, before we hear it, it is a part of ether in the emptiness. Then it goes into air, which is a twin of ether. Then it goes into our ear. So too much ether makes us sick. Too much stagnant energy in our organs. It means too much ether. That is why we are to constantly move that energy, whether it's acupuncture, Reiki, sound healing. Now we're talking about Ayurveda. It is very important not to allow too much ether or emptiness to come to our world. Yet same time, for those who live always in a spirituality world and who are not grounded and rooted and earth and factual, meaning to say, as much as I love meditation or spirituality, I have to work, I have to earn a living, I have to have a job in case somebody out there is a manager, a nurse, a housewife, a beautiful sister, anybody who's working out there. It is so important to develop a beautiful, perfect spirituality, yet to be earthed. If we are always in the la-la land, like so many perfect healers out there, they are so beautiful and so amazing, but we need to be grounded. And if we're not grounded, it means we have too much ether, too much emptiness, and that is supposed to make us physically ill. Again, I'm sorry if it's too much complicated, but this is the world of Ayurveda, and that is why I took like 10 days to write and recap and go back to my childhood notes, to go back to what my grandmother used to tell me, what my mother sometimes still tells me. My mother is my best friend, by the way. What she tells me about this herb, how do we use this herb, how do we drink this plant. So all this took me like minimum 10 days because I want to learn with you. I know what I'm doing in a humble way, but whenever I decide to go live, it means the live has to be perfect just like you. I make mistakes and I learn all the time, but my intention is to provide to you always something perfect like you. Back to subject. So, we are supposed to chew food slowly. Visualization, looking at the time, like 10 more minutes left. Visualization, connecting to divine consciousness, gratitude, and there is something in Ayurveda called, I'll try to say it properly in Sanskrit, Tingsani, that is a result of dominance of Pitta dosha. Pitta dosha is the fire. You notice again, I'm back to fire unintentionally. That's why I insist to write. Intense of 2 fire makes the metabolism very high. Mega digestion. That is why some people are so slim outside, because they're constantly on fire. Or somebody whose metabolism is low and they put on weight easily and they store weight easily, or those who are comfort eater and they tend to food as a friend, or those, sometimes all of us go on an escape reality pattern with some fear energy, with some worry, with some anxiety. So it leads to lack of balance in the fire, or too much fire as we snap and explode in front of people. That is why it's very important to balance the fire energy, the wind ether, and the water and earth. Right. The core of Ayurveda, it's very important over here. The source is the divine consciousness and Mother Earth attunement, and the grid and the plants and the herbs and every single herb out there in the universe, together with the spirituality and meditation and divine consciousness, have attuned all of us with an evolution that is called Ayurveda, that is causing harmony, balance, soul, spirit, mind, and body, the tissues, the indigestion, and the metabolism. Almost over, I promise. Not completely over, but I have to be. As a recap, health and sickness. Health and sickness are a successful manifestation of either the balance or the absence of balance and harmony. Health and sickness are a successful manifestation of absence or lack of absence of balance and harmony. Different governments within our body, different constitutions, different vital organs, the brain, the vital organs, all the circulatory system, the endocrine system, the digestive system, the kidneys, the lungs, the lymphatics, the respiratory system, skeletal system, muscular system, urinary system, reproductive system, psychological body, energy-wise astral body, spiritual body, mental body, emotional body, chakras, and chakras, auric field. It is make it or break it. That is how we either break it or we balance and harmony our fire energy, water energy, and the ether or air. Now, before I say goodbye to you, by the way, this is page 12. The time is almost over. This is page 12. This research has took from me 40 pages. 40 hard work of 10 days of all I know about the herbs and the herbal world and the Ayurveda, soul, spirit, mind, and body balance and harmony. So whenever you want, feel free to contact me personally. We can have this beautiful workshop either in the studio or one-on-one. The choice is yours. And before I say bye to you, I want to share with you Newton's law that is based on the karma, that is based on action and reaction. The more we love, the more we forgive, the more we accept, the more we are a part of the universe, the more the abundance of intention, intuition, initiation, success, manifestation, and all of us, we can live in balance and harmony with the world of Ayurveda. And before I say bye to you, someone wants to say bye. This is my beautiful cat who almost broke the setup. I was praying that money doesn't break my setup. Okay, my beautiful angels, like Mother Teresa always said, she's in heaven now watching all of us. Love can change the world. With that beautiful smile on your face, you have changed my world, and I'm willing to go with you all the way for inner peace. See you very soon in a new post, which I will make something new, I promise. Love you all. Chamuel of Light. Now,